Hello, everyone, and welcome back to This Day in History, our nightly look back at a specific day in history, where we look back at the events of a day, the historic context in which those events took place, and the historic ramifications of those events. As always, if you have not yet, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, the bell notification icon to be alerted anytime I post new content, and tell a friend. And without any further ado, this day in history, May the 22nd. And on this day, in 2002, the remains of Chandra Levy were found in Rock Creek Park in Washington, D.C. Levy, an intern at the Federal Bureau of Prisons, was found over a year after she was last seen at a health club in the district. Levy's remains were discovered by a man walking through the park. Over a year-long investigation into her disappearance, police scoured phone records, internet searches, and used bloodhounds and conducted hundreds of interviews, but few leads materialized. The story was brought to national attention when police focused their investigation on Congressman Gary Condon, with whom Levy was allegedly having an affair. However, Condon was later cleared of any involvement. An autopsy was performed on Levy's remains, and police pronounced her death a homicide on May 29th of 2002. In subsequent weeks, police questioned Ingmar Guhar, who was serving prison time for assaults on two women in Rock Creek Park, but did not charge him in her death. The investigation was reopened in 2006, and in November of 2010, Guhard was convicted of murdering Levy and was sentenced to 60 years in prison. However, in 2015, Guhar's conviction was overturned due to insufficient evidence, and he was deported to El Salvador. It should be noted that on the morning of September 11th, 2001, the disappearance of Levy and the involvement, possibly, it was later proved he had no involvement, of Condon, was a top national story. It was one of the hot, sensational stories that was still holding over from that summer. And was of course, it had a little bit of everything, married congressman, young intern, allegations of sexual improprieties, and this was less than 3 years removed from that whole Monica Lewinsky episode. So, yeah, it had that. But the tragedy is that a young woman who had obviously a very promising future was interning in Washington, D.C. for a very prominent government agency, died. Her life ended. And that is the real tragedy of this story, that a family lost a very valued member of that family. It's also a tragedy for Mr. Condon, Congressman Condon. He was a falsely accused man of an unspeakable crime, really. So, that is that. I will see you all tomorrow. I hope y'all have a great day, and I'll see you then.